Alright guys, before we get into the video, the tier list, just a couple of things to say. First off, I'll just leave a timestamp if you want to just jump right to when I started, since this is a longer video. Two, I got some playlists with Japanese music. Here's my favorite Toho Dojin music. And I also got another playlist full of Japanese music. I'll link those at the top of the description. And also, I am sick, so I try to edit it at all the coughing and stuff as best as possible, but I think there's still some sniffling and maybe there's a cough or two. So, apologies for that. Alright, let's get into the tier list. Hey guys, this is Postmodern Czechoslovakia War Factory here, and I don't know if any bigger YouTubers have done this or not, but I thought to do an anime tier list, since, well, I mean, the tier list has always been a thing. People are like, oh, it only start with iDubbbz. Dude, there's Tierzoo, they're awesome channel, but, no, I just, I want to go and do this. I decided to do anime tier list. I was thinking originally doing more Toho Tuber or JoJo Tuber tier list or something like that, but I decided instead to go and, do a tier list for anime. So without further ado, let's get going. For starters, I'm going to go Sword Art Online. Oh yeah, don't worry. There's not going to be this many F tier stuff. I'm just, I need room. I'm going to go and start with Sword Art Online. I want to get that out of the way. Unlike the other anime, I am going to go and separate it into all of its categories, because Sword Art Online gets a lot of crap. Some of it I believe it deserves, but I think it's been too harshly hated on for some of it. And there's times where it's really bad, and then there's times it's really good. So let's get started with Sword Art Online. We got Aincrad Arc, which is the first. I'm going to go through the Sword Art ones chronologically. Aincrad is a big mediocre. Boom. This is like the standard for like mediocrity to the finest. Like, it's not... It's like all of its stuff that's really good is really good, like its music and like at least the serious fight scenes. But all the stuff that's really bad's really bad. So I just think it deserves to be there. Like, I just don't like some of the time skips, especially like the first, second episodes. Like, really, you already do a month time skip, and they do a lot of those. Like, I wish they kind of like just focused on doing things like more slowly. Anyways, let's continue on. So then we have Fairy Wars Sword Art Online. I am going to put that into D tier. It's definitely not good as a totality, but I do believe it's better than E or F, because it does carry on the story and progresses it. It has good moments. It's just, as a whole, it's bad. But there's definitely worse, and trust me, I'll get to that later. Now we got Gun Gale Online. Let's see where I had, there we go, that was my Gun Gale. So Gun Gale Online, I will say, is a C minus. And I'll do that, just sort of like, well, I'll do the C minus sort of over here. That way it won't get in the way. So it's pretty mediocre, but I think it leans towards more bad than good. It has an interesting plot like Aincrad, but it has a few of the things that made that one a bit better missing. Okay, next we're going to go to Caliber. I'm sorry, I'm having, okay. So Caliber is right here. Caliber is an E. I'd say it's even worse than Fairy Wars. I mean, it's one of those things that some of it isn't necessarily bad, but it doesn't really bring any of the story. Not even like Fairy Wars. It's just, it felt like a complete waste of time. So, definitely an E. Like, it doesn't deserve an F, but it's an E. It's and it's worse than mediocre. Okay, now things actually Sword Art Online getting good. There's a guy, Unique Nameosaurus, who like did a video on this, and I would say that, yeah, right here, you got Mother's Rosario is definitely a B. I wouldn't say it's great or like the most amazing, but it's definitely good, and I highly recommend you watch it. The nice thing too is that, like, you can like skip the Caliber and like go to that part, so which I would do, like, looking back at it. Caliber, like I said, doesn't really give anything. Ordinal Scale, I would not say is as good as Mother's Rosario, but it's definitely a bit better than the other title parts before it. So I'm gonna go and give that a C+. And then finally we got Alicization, and oh boy, I kind of wished I could give it more than a B, but I gotta give it a B. But it's still really good, like Mother's Rosario. When the second part comes out, it might become like a B plus or even an A. There's some things it still has problems, but it fixes a lot of the problems of Aincrad art. Like he should have, like, if he started out Sword Art Online this way, it would have been whoever does it. Okay, now we got Sword Art Online out of the way. We're gonna go and do some other things here. And let's go and start by, oh man, okay. So, it's gonna be a bit tricky. I'll go start out. So let's go and do, there's some Toho ones. This is Toho, there's 3 Toho Fanimes. It's a game series, but they have Fanimes. So Toho Phantasm of Kaleidoscope is definitely A. Has some great animation, great voice acting. Like, one lady does a lot of the Japanese dubs for a bunch. It was made by, like, people who are professional animators just for the fun of it. It's absolutely great. Okay, let's see what else here. That's Fate. Say tonight, but let's see. I said I'd do Toho. Okay, so Toho Summer Days. That says an A. The quality of the character drawings don't look as good as the other Toho ones or that, but yet I really like the color palette and others, and the story's nice as well. With all the Toho ones, there's a good mix of like some cool fights and like slice of life. And I would have to say, speaking, one other Toho one. Oh yeah, there we go. Hifu Club. I would say this is an A+. So not an S, but that's my first A+. That's the highest one so far. I think the animation quality is even better than Phantasmagoria, or whatever, Flower View, Kaleidoscope, or whatever it's called. No, not Phantasmagoria, Flower View. That's a game. The Kaleidoscope, Fantasy Kaleidoscope, and I'd say that like the shading's really cool, like that one. So, and I think also the story's a bit better. And I love Maribel and Renko. They're great. So that gets an A+ for me. Next we have, this is probably going to be where it starts getting controversial. Again, these are my opinions. If you disagree, that's fine. I'm going to go and put Fate, Unlimited Blade Works, and I think I watched Fate Stay the Night too, but I'll just have Unlimited Blade Works because in my opinion that's sort of similar. I was originally just going to a C, but I decided to give it a C+. The animation's great. There's some really cool fight battles, but I just didn't get into it. Maybe I watched again, maybe I'd, but even then, I don't think it'd be even close to my favorite anime. Like, maybe it could bump up to, like, a B or maybe even a B+, but I don't think it'll ever be S tier, in my opinion. If you really like it, that's all cool with me. Okay, now we got that. Okay, so this one right here, Mars of Destruction. This is an absolute piece of crap, but yet it is one of the most entertaining things to watch. Not the most entertaining, I'll get to that later. I don't, but it's just so terrible, but yet it's so fun to watch. Definitely a B, you can watch it for free on YouTube. I'll link it. Alright. But unfortunately, the same guy who made that also made another unironically terrible anime. And let's see if I can get to it. Gotta rearrange these things. Sorry. Oh, there we go. Skelter Heaven. Skelter Heaven gets a big, fat F. Let's move these guys out of the way. It gets an F. Like, it's made by the same guy, and you can tell. And I watched it, and I'm like, it was like the one thing. Like, I pretty much enjoy almost every anime I watch, even to a little bit. Like, I don't even know if I guess there's like one part that was super dumb that I enjoyed, but it's just, it just doesn't have the so bad it's good feeling, at least in my opinion. Mars of Destruction. This is just terrible. Like, you know, like the Caliber thing, it's at least sometimes okay, even though I think it's bad, but this is just terrible. Alright. Okay, so, you know, there's some really great anime like Cory in the House and other things, and I would love to go and place that on here, but it'd be unfair because it's just so freaking good, you know. But I'm gonna go and have to put this guy called Nutshell Animation. Like, he has some great anime he uploads on YouTube. Even though he has like 15K subs, he hearts a bunch of people. So it seems like he's really good keeping up with fans. He's actually commented 3 of my videos, and I am really flattered that he likes my stuff. And yeah, no, I'd say like if I watch more, maybe he'd be like S tier. Like that's like some quality anime, dude. Nice job. I'll go at link in the subscription. Subscribe to Nutshell Studios. He deserves 30K subs. All right. And I'm saying that too, like, I like some YouTube animations, but I'm actually not big into that. But I really like this guy. So, yeah. Okay. So, now we get into this right here is called Handshakers. Now, I know that many people hate it. In one sense, I'm disappointed. In a way, it could be S tier if it was just, like, legitimately good in every way. But the thing is that this is what I would call so mediocre, it's great. Not so bad, it's great. Like this, but so mediocre, it's great. Why I say that is it's mediocre, like sort of like everything that's bad is really bad, and everything that's good is really good. But the thing is that the stuff that's really bad wraps around and becomes so good, and then the stuff that's great is great. Like this anime, like not many anime really make me laugh. This one just made me laugh. Like there's this scientist dude who's like, Hana Shika! Hana Shika! And I just freaking love it, dude. It's just so bad at times, but there's some parts where it's pretty dope, and like there's sometimes I just felt like leaving because it's just so morally debaucherous at times, and I want to at least stay somewhat pure. I mean, as a Christian, but like, oh my goodness, dude, like that show is just hilarious. Oh gosh, and then there's stuff too. Like if you're a cook and you watch some of it, it's just funny, dude. It's great, and like the action's really great. The problem is that it doesn't keep S is that they could have done something super great, and like the action parts were super amazing. The thing is that they were so short, most of them. Anyways, carry on. Oh yeah, by the way, the animation for that is god tier. It's just that sometimes the CGI was super janky, and that's the funny thing. It's like, wow, the animation's so great, and then like the CGI is janky, and sometimes it can make a headache. So that being said, I get kind of disappointed here because let's go to an anime called W's or We's. And this is actually, believe it or not, the sequel to Handshakers. And they said they were going to make a sequel, but it seemed like it wouldn't be coming around for a while. And it was sad, just like, man. Problem is that I don't feel like it's as good. Like, actually, no, that's right. It was a B minus. That's what I was going to do. And here's what I mean. So, it is objectively, I'd say it improves upon Handshakers in some things. Like, there's a lot of questions in the story that don't make sense that get answered and other things. To be honest, I need to go and finish the last few episodes. I finished almost the whole thing. It's making sense how it's wrapping up from what I understand. And somebody's finished it, can let me know. But I just, like, stopped watching it for a while. I want to finish it. I still enjoyed it, but the thing is it's like, you know, the animation's and sometimes even better. But the thing that is that it just... Okay, so this show just didn't do well in an objective sense. And the thing is that the show is trying too seriously. It'd be one thing this show did and was like objectively an S tier and unironically good in every sense, but this show is just taking itself way too seriously, and it really should like play it sort of like the Handshakers. They should have done that. You know, they should have like worked with that angle. You know, even like try to improve on the good things and like even the bad things too, but like still sort of like so bad it's good. But they just take it way too seriously. And after I finish it, I might drop it down to a C. But right now it's a C plus. Or no, actually no, not C plus. It's a B minus. That's what I meant to do. It's a B minus. So there we go. Okay. Now here's gonna be some more controversy. There is a show called Kemono Friends. And the first Kemono Friends is definitely an A+. So, the animation isn't the best. It takes a while for it to get started, like the first couple episodes. But even the first episode, there's great stuff. There's so much meme potential. There's still good meme potential I think people have ignored. It's a really great show. Even though the animation is bad, there's so much heart behind it. It's definitely an A+. It's, without a doubt, it's A+ in my opinion. It's not one of my all-time favorite animes, which I'll reserve for the S tier, but it is good, and it has a meme potential. Happy to have utilized. Okay, let's go and do Code Geass. Code Geass is definitely just a solid A tier. Again, it has meme potential, and I think that's even been less recognized. Oh yeah, with Kemono Friends and Code Geass, and also Hunter x Hunter, which Hunter x Hunter 2011. I'll explain a bit, but I think it's an A plus for me, not S, though it's definitely bordering on S. In fact, there we go. Okay, there we go. That's how I want those. But yeah, no, I actually made like some memes with like Kemono Friends and Hunter x Hunter, Code Geass. Actually, only one meme each, and like I can see also memes like coming from Handshakers. I mean, Handshakers is pretty much a meme anyways. But yeah, so no, Code Geass. I just feel like sometimes it's just kind of like I like how hammy and stuff it is, but it's definitely something else. Okay. Let's go. And let's do Shinseki Evangelion. And that's definitely an S tier. I mean, not an S tier. I'm sorry. That's an A plus tier. It's not S tier in my opinion. And let's also do Maho Shoujo Madoka Magica, which is right here, and that's A plus. And I'll do these together. Sorry, it's kind of overlapping. It's chaotic here. I'll explain why I do those together. Well, no, they do have meme potential. I mean, just think of the Evangelion openings. Why I love both of those is that they both have lots of like really dark, and like it starts out seeming completely different, gets better. You know, the movies, the rebuild for Evangelion also great. I love the 25th and 26th episode, but I also love the alternative version. You know what I mean? I think it's all great. I think it's all related. Shinji is highly underrated. I can understand why people don't like him in a sense, but he is a great character because it's realistic. Of course he's going to be a wuss. He's like 14, and people are treating him like jerks. There's only like a couple characters actually nice to him, and they're just absolute trash of the earth to him. So, and Maho Shoujo Madoka Magica, it's, you know, it's not necessarily she's treated like a jerk, but just like there's a lot of drama between the different girls, and it seems like some of them are being pricks, and it's just and it's just like yeah, so like both of those just have so many twists and turns, so great. Not my absolute favorites, but they definitely deserve to be there. Okay, and now let's go and do Arab Uraifu. So Arab Uraifu is, I'd say it's a B plus. So, right there. I haven't finished it, actually. I haven't even finished the first season. It's, what did I get here? I got to, like, the 7th episode, but I'm surprised. A lot of people really, like, recommended it to me, and I think it's actually a lot better than I thought it would be. I don't think it would be one of my favorite S tiers. If I, when I finish it, I plan on finishing it all. But the thing is that, I got to start with things, but the thing is that it's a lot more fun than I thought it would be, honestly. The thing is that Idolmaster is definitely S tier. Like, the memes are better, and you know what? Those people think Love Life is better, and like the Nico Nico knees, they can screw themselves. I'm just joking. Actually, I've never even saw Idolmaster, but I do really love like some memes are so weird. I could see myself liking them more, but I really do love Nico. So at least I didn't like her at first, but I'm really liking her now. She's pretty chill and awesome. Okay. Oh, by the way, I should have done this earlier with the Kemono Friends. The Kemono Friends kind of controversial. So I would say that Kemono Friends 2 is a C+. It's definitely still a bit more good than bad, even though there isn't a Tatsuki. I do think you can have Tenoshi without Tatsuki, but I think they could have just done better as a whole. And Tatsuki Kemurikusa, give it a B+. So it definitely deserves to be there. I don't think it's as good as like the original Kemono Friends, but it's good. And it's pretty cool. And again, maybe not necessarily the best animation, but there's some like beautiful backgrounds and just like that's a great story. It takes a while to build up, but I highly recommend it. It's underrated. Okay, let's see here. So we have the K Project, and the K Project is straight up mediocre in my opinion. Super beautiful, actually made by Gohan's, the same people who did Handshakers and V's or W's. So yeah, no, but the thing is that it's just not as it's just not as good. It's like really great animation. It's about a bunch of gangs fighting, but it just doesn't really feel like a great story. Okay, alright, so now that we got all of that done, let's go. Oh wait, hold on a second. Before I get to S, Katana Gatari, definitely an A tier. So, and part of it too, the art style is super unique. It's both minimalistic, but there's lots of influence from traditional Japanese style. It's really great. Um, when it's minimalistic, it's a more of a benefit thing. I watched it with Japanese subtitles. I still have a lot of Japanese to learn, so I barely understood a lot of talking. When there are fights, they're super good, but it's more of an exposition anime. So that being the case, right now it's only A in my opinion, but it could become an A plus or even an S once I watch it again. Once I like really understand like all that's going on. Like it's good. It's good. You should check that out. Okay. All right. And then the thing is that's troublesome is that I forgot a few things. Death Note would be an A or A plus. Really great. I forgot to get that there. Oh, that's what I did. Okay. So, I forgot to get Gurren Lagann. Gurren Lagann is definitely an A, is an S tier. I'm gonna go over my S tiers now. So Gurren Lagann is an S tier, and it's absolutely like one of my all-time favorite anime because just like the manliness, it starts out sounding really dumb, but it gets really smart in a way. It's also made by Gainax, just like Genesis Evangelion was, but it's just awesome. So it definitely deserves to be S tier, but I forgot to get that. Um, also got JoJo S tier. Lots of the same reasons why Evangelion is such a great. I mean, not Evangelion is S tier. Gurren Lagann. It just starts out so super hammy. Lots of manliness. Later on, like past season 4, well, it starts like switching over in season 4, and then like season 5, it just gets full on flamboyant. But even that's really great. I mean, I prefer like lots of the manliness, but there's just so many things too. I thought the switch to like stands would be bad, but it actually like things really well. So yeah, and I just say all of it's great. All of JoJo is great. There's no part that's bad. Sure, there's parts that I might enjoy more than others, but it's all good. I can't understand the people who like don't like part 1, for example. That's actually my favorite part along with JoJolion, but that's another story, you know? And people can have their thoughts. Okay, Yakitatte Japan. Remember when I was talking about handshakers and I said, oh, why did that happen? Remember when I was talking about handshakers and I said that shows, what am I trying to say here? Talking about handshakers and that there are shows like handshakers is pretty funny at times, but also saying that anime is never really like one of those things I laugh a lot about. The thing is that yeah, the thing is that this show is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. It's like, you know, like Monty Python Red Green Show, like level of comedy, in my opinion. I mean, completely different, but there's just lots of puns. There's even a little bit satire. There's all sorts of parodies of other anime, so it'd be helpful, like watch more. But it also ironically is educational, like how to make bread. It's just literally Yakitatte Japan literally means freshly baked bread Japan or something. Like Japan itself is a pun because pan is how you say bread in Japanese. So it's just yeah, it's absolutely epic. It takes a while, like it takes like 10, 15 episodes to really build up. I have 16 episodes and like once it's built up, there's no stopping it. Like it's a train that starts slow, but it's just great, dude. It's highly underrated, more so than JoJo and Gurren Lagann, but it definitely holds its own. It's S tier. And then there is Aria, the animation. And oh my goodness, this show is another S tier. Now this one is way different than the other ones so far. I mentioned S tier. Excuse me, I'm sick. Aria, the animation is so great. It is about a bunch of gondola girls. Yes, they're kawaii, but it's not like moe anime. It's hard to describe. It's more atmospheric. It has a plot in a sense, but you don't necessarily watch it for the plot, and it takes a while to sort of build up to it. But even then, that's not the main focus. It's more of an atmospheric anime. It's super relaxing. It's one of those I feel like sometimes helps me be a better person and like be thankful lots of things. One thing I think is interesting is that as a Christian, there's some people who are also Christians. They try to like read into lots of shows, including anime, lots of moral values or biblical lessons. And the thing is that it seems disingenuous to me. But the thing with art, the animation, I think it's one of the few things. It's like, yeah, it's not a Christian show, but there's some things I like watching. Like almost every episode, I feel like I mean, I have to watch again. It's been a while, but I feel like almost every episode, there's been like some sort of moral lesson that's like very similar to something the Bible would say. At least that's what I recall. I might actually do videos on that because it's intriguing, but I'd have to watch it again. I have to really think about it, and I want to make sure I know what I'm talking about because, again, it's very easy to like ascribe things, but it's just. And I also think lots of people who do that Christians aren't really good at bringing up scripture and in context for that. It's just more like why they think it is instead like why it actually is. Has like good parallels, cool things. And an anime that's similar. And hold on a second. Oh, okay, wow. Okay, good. So the only S tier one that I actually like missed putting up was Gurren Lagann. This one right here. Puranaterium Chisana Hoshi no Yume, and its sequel movie, Puranaterium Hoshi no Hito. Oh, and by the way, Aria the Animation has a lot of sequels, so like watch all those, watch the OVAs. It's all great, and it only gets better the more you go through it. Okay, anyways, Planetarium Chisana Hoshi no Yume, little reverie of the planet or something like that. And then Planetarium Hoshi no Hito. This one is even more underrated than Aria the Animation, even more underrated than Yakitatte Japan. Like, it only has about a little over 7.5 Armand. And the sequel movie is just under 8. It's a bit better, but they deserve, I think, 9s in my opinion there. I mean, I would say 10, of course, in my opinion. But, I mean, it's just one of those things. It's just not, you know. And different people have different opinions. Like, I know plenty of people would put Hunter x Hunter 2011 in S tier. And I could see why that's really good. But, like, in my opinion, this one's one of my S tiers. And I'll say why. Because it's a lot like Aria the Animation, but it's also unique. It's really relaxing, but it also has, like, some other things, too. There's definitely a plot story. Again, I feel like there are, things, like I said, with Aria the Animation. Things that, like, you can look at being like, oh, it's like that reminds me of something around the Bible. Again, I want to be careful with that. But it's very intriguing. Like at the start, you literally hear instrumental version of What a Friend We Have in Jesus. Part of that too is that they actually took that tune and they also made a traditional Japanese kid song, and it's about the stars as well. But they also translated What a Friend We Have in Jesus, and it's called, I believe the English translation, that's how I'll be friendly, but that's says a Christian song, and they have like different versions of it. It's like all those things music wise are instrumental anime. I mean, gosh, I'd say that's again, it's not a Christian anime. Never want to claim that, but it's very intriguing, and I just love it. And I think even if you're not Christian, I think you would absolutely love a Planetarium and Arya. Again, not Christian, just it's just one of those things. If like again, I feel like the Planetarium is just one of those things. It's like I don't just enjoy it. I feel like it's helped me be a better person. I also feel like a bit too with Gurren Lagann, which I wished I remembered to get the little thing put on. Some quick notes. If you also just like I said, A with or A plus with Death Note. I would say with Fooly Cooly and what's that one? The girl with the scissors. Oh, no. Well, there's two different girls with scissors, but the Kill la Kill. I'd say those would be B plus. I think also another one where there's a girl with scissors, but she's not the main character in that one. Her name's Shelly. I'm trying to remember what it was. It's like someone, they're assassins. Gosh, I can't remember. I feel really bad, but it is I'd say that would be a B plus as well. So that was a fun show. I mean, not the best, but pretty good. So yeah, there you go. So I hope you enjoyed watching this. It's kind of a big video, half an hour, but I hope you really enjoyed me going through these anime and why I'd rank them these ways. Saying there's even more anime that I watched, I just can't really remember well, or just have a hard time ranking them well. So yeah, have a good one. Thanks. Bye bye.